When was she 16?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Was she the same age as us or me?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of watching.
Goblet of Fire, when she comes down in that dress. Whew,
What dress?
the pink dress.
No, it's too much. Too much. Alright.
Too much sex appeal. Like, damn.
She's up 14 in that.
No, she's not. She's 16 in that film.
No, she's not.
And I was 14.
The Goblet of Fire, she isn't.
Yeah, but no, not in the film, but in real life, she's 16.
Yeah, but she's portraying a 14-year-old.
Okay, I was like 14.
I'm leaving this in. You're not now.
No, because I'm not a nonce.
Oh, I'm really scared. I don't know why I sound like Kermit the Frog. Anyway, welcome back to the Sunday League Effect with myself and Nikki. I'm going to try a different one every week.
Okay, all right.
So it's Nick, Nicholas, Nikki. There's nothing else really after that.
There are, but then you just get into swearing and bullying. And then I might leave.
Oh, fair enough.
So.
Bit like Eric Ten Hag. He's getting bullied at the minute.
He is getting bullied at the minute.
But yeah, welcome back, guys. Thank you for the love you showed in the last video. We weren't expecting that many views this quickly, if I'm perfectly honest. So I really appreciate you guys, anyone that's returning and has seen more than one of our dulcet tones.
Yeah, anyone who's enjoying it.
Yeah.
Or not even enjoying it, just gets so frustrated by she can't stop watching. Sort of like most Man United fans right now.
Yeah. Just thank you guys for watching us and coming back and showing us the support. For anyone new around here that hasn't or doesn't know about our giveaway, the end of October we are picking 2 of our subscribers to come and do our first matchday vlog, which will include coming to watch myself and Nick play for our Saturday team, and then we'll have a few beers with them, or if they drink, and we'll just get to know you guys. So
soft drinks as well, that's fine.
Yeah, you can have a soft drink. Just don't be children, because Nick's a nonce.
Not a nonce.
But yeah, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment.
Let's know where you're from.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, moving on to this weekend's football. We may as well start on Sundays, because Sunday was the day of real games, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering how spoilt we were last weekend with our Super Sunday.
Well, we said it last week as well.
Yeah.
Like
we don't have Super Sundays.
No.
Looking at the fixtures that were on this weekend, I was expecting a lot more.
I was expecting a lot more goals.
Yeah, 100%.
And if I'm perfectly honest, I probably expected the Villa United game to produce more goals than. No, actually, I didn't. Tottenham Brighton was always going to produce
goals or chances.
Yeah, even the Chelsea Forest game though, I thought that would be a better game than what it turned out to be. Luckily, it wasn't on TV, so I didn't watch it. But
no, well, I just saw little snippets of like highlights and things like that. But again, it wasn't anything exciting. The only real good part about Sunday was really the Brighton Tottenham game. Yeah,
especially the second half. But we'll get into that. We actually said we'd touch on the Champions League first, didn't we?
We did, midweek, because some surprise. Well, I suppose some surprises.
Oh yeah, Villa beating Bayern. That's a massive surprise.
I mean, that's probably the biggest surprise of it.
That's got to be. These Villa fans have got to be on cloud 9. We'll only touch on Champions League real quick, because that's what we want to do.
We'll get on to the weekend.
And our teams are shit, so we can't really get involved.
We don't even touch European. So.
But yeah, Villa got a massive win.
Yep.
Arsenal won as well, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, the Arsenal game, they came out like absolutely swinging, and they looked really, really good. PSG didn't look like. I mean,
PSG aren't the PSG that from years gone by. No. In that they haven't got your Messi, Neymar, and the other one. Yeah.
The other one, the one that's probably going to be outlasting them.
Isn't it mad that Vinny Jr. is going to get the Ballon d'Or before Mbappe?
That is mad, but at the same time, Vinny Jr. has been working harder for it for more years. Like Mbappe's sort of come on.
No, he hasn't. Vinny Jr. has only been at Real Madrid, like first team, for like 3 years.
Has he?
Yeah.
I feel like he's been around forever.
No, but it's because he's playing for Spain. He's playing in Spain, sorry. So you see him in the Champions League. PSG, you see him in like the quarterfinals every other year.
Yeah.
So even if you don't like, so it's a strange one. But yeah, PSG aren't the same team they used to be. So I fully expected Arsenal to win that game.
Yeah, 100%. And they came out and looked really good. I mean, I watched the game. I'm a bit gutted I watched it, considering the other game that you were watching.
What, the Celtic Dortmund game?
Yeah.
Right, so I had a nightmare with that one, because obviously we did Super 6 for the Champions League games, and I grew up a Celtic fan, I was optimistic. Like, Celtic are a good starting team, they start well, and I've not seen much of Dortmund. I know Dortmund are always a decent European team and always decent in the Bundesliga. But I didn't realise how
dominant they could be.
Yeah, the attacking threat that they have. Karim Adeyemi is the fastest player alive. He is so fast. He rinsed the defence. Oh my God. It was like watching Forrest Gump. It was, and Bubba chasing him as well. It was outrageous.
Oh,
Man City, who did they play? Oh, they won 4-0 against Chevia Zavada or something like that. Some dead team that I've never heard of.
I put 4-0 on
so
my
did I, yeah.
6-6.
We both got that right. I had a funny feeling you copied my 4-0.
No, because I sent mine to you and said don't do Super 6 for the Champions League. So technically you copied me.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because I put it in first.
No, you didn't send it to me. You just said don't forget to do your Super 6 for the Champions League.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
convenient. Anyway, it was okay, the Champions League this week. A great result for Villa. Villa looked very good.
Absolutely.
Against a relatively toothless looking Bayern.
Champions League was good. Some surprise winners, but some deserved winners. So back onto this weekend. Do you want to touch on the Saturday ones first, and then we'll touch on the only good game of Sunday?
We can do. We can touch on. Yeah, we may as well go to City because I think that was the game of the day. City Fulham.
Yeah.
Obviously, City ran out 3-2 winners, which in isolation, if you see City winning 3-2 at home to Fulham, even that alone is surprising. The fact that they scored 2. But when you look at the game and you read key points, because I've got a habit of reading key events for games recently. I don't know why.
Instead of read for every bit of commentary, you just see what the key moments are and stuff. And
obviously, Match of the Day did a really good job in covering this. It's because it's Man City. They always cover Man City games well, even if it was 0-0. But Fulham looked very, very good.
They came out the blocks.
Yeah,
straight away.
1-0 up. Could have gone 2-0 up with Traore missing a couple of chances.
Yeah.
City then decided to play football, deflected, equaliser, and a great finish for Kovacic's second, or might have been the other way around.
I know, because Kovacic scored 2.
Yeah.
On that as well, I read somewhere that's I think it might have been the Premier League's Twitter page saying that Kovacic the replacement City need for Rodri. I don't think so.
Oh, we said this though. We spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. He's a completely different player. Kovacic is a very good footballer.
He is,
but he's not even a holding midfielder. No. He's a box to box.
I would say, if anything, with obviously what he showed, you would not put him in the same bracket, but he's more like a Kevin De Bruyne than a Rodri, because a Rodri is one of your outlets for not your outlet. He is the outlet.
He's your quarterback, Rodri.
He's your anchor.
Yeah.
Whereas Kovacic is not that.
No,
Kovacic couldn't play that role.
I think he's probably. I know what you're saying. I think he's closer to a De Bruyne player than he is a Rodri player, but I think he's sort of a hybrid of both. Kovacic is a very old-fashioned type centre midfielder that can do a job in both boxes.
Yeah,
he can. Yeah, he loves putting his foot in, and he can get forward and score goals. I know Rodri can score goals in their worldies most of the time when he does, but you don't see him scoring 2 in a game very often. You're not going to see Kovacic scoring more than 1 in a game very often.
I can't really recall the last time that I remember Kovacic scoring anything.
He scored that worldie for Chelsea a few years ago, which was nearly disallowed. It was like a volley from 35. Unreal. It was unreal. Really? Yeah, it got disallowed. The flag went up for offside, then it was given. I can't remember, but I just remember it being an absolute worldie. Hurwitzer, is that the word? Is that Hurwitzer? No, I think that's the Brighton manager's name.
Oh, probably.
But yeah, no, he's not a direct replacement for Rodri. No. City will adapt their whole style of play
if they want to keep him in.
No, without Rodri being available. Until January, where they can get someone in, because I have no doubt they will. Funnily enough, if Phillips stayed at City and really knuckled down and got fitter, do you reckon he could have had a run of games?
I think now, I would have said that, because Phillips can play that role. He's that type. He's that type of player, just not as good. Rodri's standard, but he could. I mean, potentially working with Rodri and things like that, he could develop his game to be maybe not as good, but to be a much better player. But I think when he went to City, he went for the the stardom of it.
Well, it's another one of those odd like moves. At that time when he moved to City, I would have had Phillips over Declan Rice.
Oh really?
Because I felt he was so much better on the ball. If you watch Declan Rice, the one thing he struggles with is playing passes that you can't see. And that sounds really stupid, but he plays a simple pass, you can see it every single time.
He's always doing the obvious passes instead of like Kevin De Bruyne, who will ping a ball across field that you wouldn't have even thought.
Exactly, and this is something that Phillips used to possess. It must be in there somewhere, but his passing range was far better than Declan Rice's. Yeah. And he had the tenacity and the work rate and the defensive awareness to play that defensive role as well. So he could spring the attack. So yeah, I think he was brought in originally
as like an almost
to switch out with Rodri in like the Carabao Cup games and things like that.
Give Rodri a rest and stuff like that.
But he obviously came in with an elite mentality, which is what you have to reach the top, being like, no, I'm not going to be sitting on the bench. And then he's probably got there and seen how good Rodri is. Yeah. And what the expectations are, because it's very easy to see from the outside, like, I could do that in a Man City team. It's just getting the ball and passing it.
100%.
Getting up and down a bit, I do that anyway.
I watch half of these games and think I could do that.
Yeah. And then you're working with Pep, the greatest manager in the world. So I think
when the greatest manager in the world as well puts you on the bench and keeps you on the bench.
And tells you you're fat.
Yeah.
Because he did call him fat.
Did he call him fat?
Yeah, he said something along the lines of when he came back from a winter break or injury, he was 5 kilos overweight, and I don't know if he said he came back heavy or his body shape wasn't right, but he said it like in a media interview.
Oh.
And
being called
it was publicly, so he's called fat, and he was fat as well at the time, like for a footballer. I'm not talking like R9 fat. But he was fat. Rooney's got so fat. Do you see the picture of him? It was
at the Manchester United game.
No, it was an edited one where it looked really old. He was really like old and really fat. He looked like Santa. But there was this video that went round circulating. It was like, Plymouth Job's doing a rounds on Rooney, and it was this fat geezer in the stand somewhere, looking proper old, dishevelled. And it does look like Rooney, like they've obviously imposed his features on it.
I might have seen this photo, but I thought it was Rooney.
But it gets better. Oh God! This is what makes it even better. Is because when I was listening to TalkSport yesterday, is Alan Pardew thought it was a real one as well.
Really?
Yeah. So someone
don't feel as bad now.
So someone called up and was like, "Pards, you know that was fake." He goes, "Oh, that wasn't him." Butter pies, that's a northern thing, isn't it?
Well, Plymouth's down south.
Oh fuck! Is it not a southern thing then? No.
I don't think so.
I told you, I don't know. I've never been anywhere. Anyway, moving on.
Swiftly moving on.
Speaking of Phillips got his first assist for West Ham. Shame he's playing for Ipswich now. He gave the ball away midfield and we broke in the first minute and scored.
Yeah, that Antonio, wasn't it?
Yeah, Antonio Saturday. We were recording on Monday, so it's not that far out of whack. But I didn't realise Antonio scored and got 3 assists.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't realise he assisted.
Yeah.
So he was involved in every goal.
Antonio's 33 now, rolling back the years. This might be 34 now, actually. And if you can play like that, West Ham will be fine.
Yeah.
No, I have no doubt. Ipswich will be down there. We beat them comfortably.
Yeah, I mean...
we might not have a season that we might have wanted, we've come to expect.
Yeah, you're not going to all be clapping at the end of it going, what a great season.
Yeah.
But you're going to go...
We'll be safe and
we're fine. We grow again.
We'll be top half. I reckon once we get it all together, we'll be top 10. Going back actually to Fulham, I reckon they're going to finish somewhere where they are now, so they're 8th. If they keep this up...
I mean, you go out and you pump... Not to the end, but they went out and just put on such a great show against the champions. To be able to do that and come out of it with like a relatively decent score, that's not bad going. And Adama Traore is just looking...
Oh mate, him burning Kyle Walker is going to live long in my memory, because...
I think he'll live long in Kyle Walker's memory.
He's delusional.
Yeah.
He won't even... He'll be like, I knew something I knew he was going to miss. Or he'll make some bullshit up.
But I didn't need to chase him.
But it was... If you haven't seen it, a snapshot won't do it justice, but the ball rolls out from a Man City corner, I think, and Fulham are breaking, and the ball's over the top the ball's over the top, and Walker's got 2 yards on Traore in the Fulham half.
Yeah.
And Traore catches up easily, eats up the ground, gets in front of him and then pulls away, and then he messes up at the end. But it's the only person I've ever seen do that is Mbappe against Walker. And
even then, Kyle Walker put on quite a good defensive runs against Mbappe. Like he sat a lot deeper for England when we played France.
And
I think maybe that's what he was prepared for. But in this, I think Kyle Walker has just assumed
underestimated him completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you see Pep at the end of the game? He was speaking to Traore, so he's that hungry for the cameras to see him coaching that he's gone over to the opposing player who he had at Barcelona. And he started talking to him about, he does his little gestures with his players. He was doing it with Traore. If I was
trying to get him in.
If I was Marco Silva, I'd be fuming.
Yeah, don't touch my player.
I'd just push him away. Yeah. And just be like, what are you doing? Go away. Leave him alone.
Be humble.
Be humble. He's mine. But yeah, West Ham will be fine.
I reckon if he carries on like that, City will go for him.
But Traore?
Yeah.
Nah, he's past that big move. He's 28 now. Actually, 27, 28.
But I mean, you say that, but if he comes back showing like he did for Barcelona, that Pep loved, there is no reason why he won't go. You know what? I'd rather have you on my side than have you going against my right back.
Look, that's what Chelsea did when they first come on, and they just bought all the talent around the Premier League to stop it being a problem. I think City are above that. I don't think they'll do that personally.
After how well Fulham played against them, like you've got to think that Pep's thinking, hang on a minute.
Well, there's something wrong at City. Like there is something not quite right at the minute. Something not clicking. They're getting through games and they're getting points, which is what all good teams do.
Of course,
but
they don't seem to have got out of first gear. If they
look so vulnerable.
Yeah,
and I've never seen a Man City team look as vulnerable as this, and that's across the board. Like Haaland's not scored in 2. Oh no, he's already done his goals for the first 3 months, so he can actually just sit back.
Strikers now that are obviously moved on to Championship or moved abroad, and they go, oh yeah, they had a really good season. They scored 10 goals in a Premier League season, and Haaland's coming out like, yeah, but I did that in like 5 games.
Yeah, but if a West Ham player scores 10 Premier League goals this season, I'll be buzzing.
Yeah, and that's the difference though, isn't it? Like Haaland has that goal scoring mentality. Pep doesn't stop him.
Yeah.
And I think that with a lot of teams, they get to 2 goals ahead and it's almost like they stop. They don't want to be pushing anymore.
It's always wound me up, like it seems.
I hate it. I want to see goals.
Yeah, I want to see. Go and beat a team like 9-0.
Yeah.
Like Man United at the minute, they are bending over for teams.
Yeah.
And you just see teams almost being, it's Man United. We won't go too hard. We'll stop.
Yeah. I feel a bit bad for them.
Speaking of getting bent over.
Yeah. What happened at the
gym? No, Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves are absolutely atrocious. They conceded 5 goals to Brentford.
Yeah.
And it could have been more.
Brentford bullied them.
Yeah. Brian Mbeumo is the best player in the world at the minute. Like the goals he's scoring are unreal. But Gary O'Neill's got to be. He's well and truly in that sack race. He might even have pulled ahead after this weekend's. Yeah, I think so. After this week's performances, obviously the Porto game, and then we'll get on to the Villa game. But I think he gets a bit of a stay of execution. So I'd say Gary O'Neill, he's bottom of the table, minus 12 goal difference and 1 point from first 7 games. There's 4 teams that's not got a win now because Leicester won at the weekend.
Yep.
That's the first time in Premier League history it's gone this far that more than one team have not won.
This far into the season.
7 games, 1 point. I think there's 3 of them on 1 point. So we got not Leicester because they won. You got Wolves, Palace, Southampton, Ipswich. All have 1 point. Well, Gary O'Neill, I was speaking to Jake, who we play football with. He's a Wolves fan. He's from there, isn't he? There's a lot of discontent around Wolves with Gary O'Neill, which is understandable. He is a good manager. He had a good season last year. Yeah. Done very well at Bournemouth. But if results don't turn around soon, I can't see any way back for him.
Do you think he'll be like a Graham Potter? Potter doing really well at Brighton, goes to Chelsea.
No, because Chelsea was too big a job for him. It's not the same thing.
Is Wolves maybe too big a job for him?
But it's his second season now. He done well last year.
Yeah, I suppose.
And he's built a decent squad. Like, there's no reason why they should be struggling as much. Like, they've got good players.
Yeah.
Like, if you look, I'd take players out of their team and put them in ours.
So it's got to be something to do with either his tactics.
They have had a hard start. A hard fixture, to start off the season.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the plug.
But normally,
after the international break. Southampton actually looked really good. If I was a Southampton fan, although what I'd take great solace in is the fact there are 3 other teams that haven't got a win.
Yeah.
So they're not drifting further down the stream away from people.
It's not like you're losing every game and then
everyone around you is picking up points. They're all losing games.
That's it.
But Southampton's performance was very good, and they went 1-0 up. And if it wasn't for I think it was a Flynn Downs slip or bad pass, the equaliser wouldn't have gone in as early as what it did. I think it was 4 minutes after Southampton's at the lead.
Saka scored a nice goal.
Yeah.
Impressed by that.
Say again?
I was impressed by that.
Well, I'm not enamoured watching Saka. Like, I'm not a fan. He's a very good footballer. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't see it. I don't see it.
So a lot of the games that I watch, obviously.
I think it's England is probably why I don't really watch Arsenal.
No, and that probably is it. Unless Arsenal play in West Ham, you're not really going to watch them. But
even then, I don't watch it.
Watching him play against PSG, he looked very good. And then, because I didn't see a lot of the Saturday games, watching the highlights of that game, he looked very confident. And I don't know if that's because he's playing Southampton, but he looked sort of like the Saka that everyone got really hyped up about a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Which is, it's nice to see. But losing my voice, getting emotional talking about it.
Just love Saka.
Just love it. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. No, but it was quite nice to see that he's getting back on form. I mean, he's never really lost form.
Yeah, I think this is why he's always a steady 7. Is what I like to say it. But he's never less than a 7. No. And more often than not, he is a 7 with the occasional 9.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why, like, the expectation is
so
he's
high.
always so decent that the levels never really drop or dissipate.
Yeah, so you're always expecting him to have a good game, and then the odd occasion have a great game.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like it's hard because obviously we grew up, we were blessed to have Messi and Ronaldo. So whenever anyone is classed as world class now, you automatically go, well, he's not that good. He doesn't get me off my seat. Saka doesn't get me off my seat.
No.
But then I'm very snobby when it comes to those type of players. Like, I like someone that like I bring him up all the time. JJ Okocha is bring me him. Bring me Ronaldinho.
Yeah, but I think that's a generational thing.
Yeah, true. Football's not the same now either because of
Pep
Guardiola. No one dribbles anymore.
No. You don't get these fantastic technical players.
No. Well, you do, but you never get to see them showcased.
Yeah.
The Scottish football, by the way, going back again, sorry, just to bring it back up.
Yeah.
Scottish football is now officially
piss poor.
Farmers League.
Yeah. What do you mean now?
Celtic and Rangers, years gone by.
Yeah, but it's Celtic and Rangers, that's it.
Yeah, but they're piss poor now. Rangers got dicked on 4-1 at home to Lyon.
Yeah.
A team we beat 3-0 2 years ago. Their best players have gone. That was a team we beat 3-0 with Bruno Guimaraes and Lucas Paquetá. I don't even know who they have now. And Celtic got dicked on Borussia Dortmund. Hearts are the only team in Scotland that won in Europe, and they beat some. It might have been Hibs, one of them.
Yeah, I think it was Hibs.
The Conference League against a team I can't even say. That's not because I'm stupid. It's just a lot of letters.
And it's always in a funny order.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I keep going all over the place.
We're going all over. But I think it's because we've had the Champions League as well as this.
I'm like your autistic friend. Just can't focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. What was we talking about?
So the Arsenal
game.
Arsenal obviously came out winners.
I think that wasn't much of a shock.
It's not a very exciting weekend.
It really wasn't. Like, Liverpool Palace was fucking dreadful.
Yeah.
I watched that. So we played football Saturday. You obviously weren't there, but I left work and I drove listening to it on the radio. And even then, they sounded so bored.
Just dull.
And they're getting paid to watch it and talk about it.
Yeah.
And they sounded bored. So how anyone could sit through 90 minutes of that and say it was a decent game of football, I'll never know.
Palace are just shit.
Yeah, Palace really are.
Yeah. Well, Salah almost scored, which is nice to see.
He should have scored.
Yeah.
But they went behind early on.
Yep.
Never what you want to do.
Not against Liverpool.
And another manager that's under pressure will be Glasner.
Yeah.
Like last time Palace had a start this bad was under Frank de Boer, and after 6 games they got rid of him.
Yeah.
And in that time they played Man United, City, Liverpool, and Arsenal in those 6 games. Maybe not all 4 of them, but at least 3 of them.
So he had a tough start, and then they still went.
And they sacked him because I think they lost all 6. But Glasner's only got 1 point, and he's not played anywhere near as difficult a games. Like he lost at home to West Ham. That was until the weekend. That was our first win.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to do a great deal for it.
No, and that's the thing is like Palace were meant to be similar to West Ham.
I say this every week. There's a new team I hate or a new player I hate, but I really don't like Crystal Palace. Going to Crystal Palace is such a hard game to watch. And it's their stupid song, Crystal Palace. Does my head in.
Yeah.
It might be from FIFA, to be fair.
Crystal Palace are wank. I think it's just a Watford thing.
Why?
We just don't like them.
But why? They're nowhere near Watford.
No, but they've been in the past. I think I think like when we've been in the Premier League and stuff like that, games like that, we just fucking hate it. It's not like a rivalry thing.
Just don't like them.
We just don't like them.
Pickford saved another dreadful game.
Yep.
Everton, Newcastle, penalty. For some reason, Gordon's taken it and Pickford saved it.
Yeah, I did see that.
Why is an Englishman taking a penalty against Pickford when they've both been in England setups together?
And they've probably practiced.
They would have. Yeah, they would have.
Yeah.
It's an odd one, and I'd never seen him take a penalty before.
Who won the penalty? I only watched the highlights of that.
Voice crack.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Couldn't give a fuck.
Because I didn't know if Gordon won it, and that's why he got the opportunity.
Probably.
But, I mean, it was a piss poor penalty.
Isak is their penalty taker. He never misses, but he wasn't playing.
So, I think the worst thing was obviously last week we were talking about Gordon. In the England squad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how that's I've seen him be potentially a good player, and then seeing this, all I think to myself is his confidence is going to be at an all-time low now. Like he had a couple of good chances in that game.
Well, I think he's playing through the middle in a minute because Isak's injured and so is Wilson. So I think there's always
a couple of chances in it.
Yeah, well, we alluded to it last week. Like he's just not that good in front of goal. His final product, in general,
I think
needs
he
a lot of
relies
work.
on his pace a lot.
Yeah,
and that's in England what I've seen the most is that someone will ping a ball over to him and he's got all that pace to run onto it. And
he's good on the ball. He can beat people as well.
Yeah, but then you've got Harry Kane in the middle that he can deliver to.
For England, you're talking about?
Yeah, for England.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually assisted Harry Kane.
No, but what I'm saying is in that sense, Harry Kane doesn't do the running then.
No, yeah, that's true. Last one was Leicester. Leicester won.
Yeah, Leicester did get the win.
1-0 against Bournemouth. Great goal from Buonanotte. Said that right?
Yeah,
Facundo Buonanotte.
Yeah.
He's on loan from Brighton. Brighton have so many good young players.
Yeah.
He's 19.
Brighton
19?
Their scouting network must be amazing.
So they've got Buonanotte, Sarmiento, and the geezer who scored that worldie against Man United. Oh, he's got blonde hair. He came on yesterday. Can't remember his name. I remember the 2 obscure ones, not the one that plays all the time.
Which is weird because I actually watched that game yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Man United, obviously, 2 games to save his job, old Baldy. I can say it because I'm bald.
Yeah.
We have an unwritten known agreement.
Okay,
yeah.
unwritten. No, okay.
That's the same thing, isn't it? I've just said more words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I made something.
There's an unwritten rule between bald people.
Yeah.
Any
bald
people watching this, I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
I unfortunately don't. Because I have a full head of hair.
Yeah. Well, more for you. We are living in the future. You don't need your hair. Anyway, we're not talking about hair. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Baldy got to keep his job.
Talking about hair.
The Porto game, which was
boring.
No, it wasn't. It was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I watched it.
United went 2-0 up, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" I was at
I did watch this
because I was at work, and I came home, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" It's 2-0. Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch
so I don't know what I'm going to watch now because that game's over.
Yeah.
And then 2-1. I was like, "Oh, I may as well stick it on." Because I know a couple of the Porto players from Football Manager, like Samu Omarodion is the best striker on FIFA 24, FM 24, like the future striker, the guy who scored 2. He's unreal. So they went to 2-0 half time, and United was just rocking. Yeah. You could just see it. You could see them falling apart, and then they scored early on in the second half. Then Bruno gets sent off for a high foot. It was a second yellow card. It wasn't a yellow, and it was it was just like, even when they went down to 10 men, they weren't playing particularly well.
No.
I almost knew they were going to score. And then Ten Hag took off his 2 centre-backs, who had a dreadful game.
Yep.
Left Eriksen and Casemiro in the middle.
Yep.
Was it Casemiro? It might have not been Casemiro, but Eriksen's played 120 minutes in a week.
Yeah.
He's a guy with half a heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he took off his 2 centre-backs for Maguire and Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
And I tweeted at the time, I saw loads of people tweeting at the time, like loads of big Man United channels and fans. At the same time being like, what is he doing?
Yep.
Like, he's taking off, does he know he's losing and he has to get something here? In retrospect, there was little else
you were.
No, yeah, obviously, because Maguire obviously got the equaliser, but in retrospect, there wasn't anything on his bench he could have done.
No.
Like there wasn't, he could have changed his midfield, but his strikers aren't scoring.
No.
His wingers, Højlund and Rashford actually scored, but he'd taken Højlund off and Rashford had gone off at this point.
Yeah, because didn't Rashford score both?
No. Rashford scored one and Højlund scored the other.
Oh, yeah, no, because I just remember seeing a skit about it saying that I'm going to take you off and I'm bringing on Maguire and Evans.
Yeah.
And it was a whole joke. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so is it tactical genius or is he just getting lucky? Because
it's almost like, was it Ten Hag or was it Ollie who put Maguire up front? It was Ten Hag.
I think that's one of your wet dreams, mate. I think you made that up. I don't recall.
No,
it.
do you not?
No.
So this was when Ronaldo was there.
No.
Yeah, honestly, if you Google it, you'll find it. Anybody who sees this will be able to tell.
I don't.
So there was one game, and for some reason he put
socks.
Maguire up top for the last 10 minutes.
Were they losing?
I can't remember. I think so. But he put Maguire up top because everyone was going absolutely fucking ballistic about it.
Was it the one where was it the same game where he elbowed Ronaldo in the head?
I don't know.
I don't.
I can't remember much of it. I remember seeing clips of like, Maguire is a striker.
Maguire could be a striker.
Well,
he couldn't be any worse than what he is at defending. Actually, no, that's unfair. He's been decent recently.
I'll tell you.
Recency bias.
This weekend, who I actually rated quite highly on the game, was Johnny Evans. I think he had a fantastic game. Considering the game was like shit.
37 years old. He was brought in just to train because he got released at the back end of last season.
Yeah.
He only signed a deal because Euro got injured.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even meant to be playing. And he's now the best player. It speaks volumes. Speaking of which, yesterday's lineup for Ten Hag screams Ollie, because there was over £150 million worth of Ten Hag signings on the bench.
Yep.
So I've actually got it written down. So 50 million on Ugarte.
Yep.
This is euros, not because I couldn't find pounds. 45 million on Delict. 62 million on Euro. He's injured, so I'll take that one out. 42.5 million on Xerxes. Mason Mount, 65 million. Again, he was injured. 95 million Anthony. Yep. And the list goes on. All of those players were on the bench. They're Ten Hag signings. Like I don't like seeing managers get sacked. I don't, especially for your teams like Man United and even Arsenal. Those teams with massive heritage and massive nostalgia for us, even just as football fans.
From the outside,
you build a dynasty. It's not an overnight success. Like, it's not what Chelsea and Man City have done. Like, you build it. It happens. Like, it takes time. So, and I quite like Ten Hag. I don't know why I do quite like him.
Probably because he's on the verge of getting the sack.
Maybe.
Underdog now, isn't he?
Yeah, probably that. But I'm not saying I necessarily like his style of football or the way that I see what he's doing, because I don't. It confuses the life out of me. But it now screams he can't trust these players.
Well, he's
signed, so he's reverting back to what he had before, and then in not contradiction, in countering that, the board are well within their rights to be like, we've given you 260 something million on players, and now you're choosing not to play them.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
We've invested all this money in you because you had a plan to build this team. Yeah. And now the team that you've built, you've now put on the bench and put the team that we already had here. We could have done that ourselves. Yeah. So.
There are some good signings there from Ten Hag. Like I do really like Højlund. I think there's a future world class player there. Ugarte again is a very good player. Delict, I said at the time, I don't think he's an upgrade on Maguire. There's a reason why Juve and Bayern got rid of him.
Yep.
That's not by coincidence. Neither of them have been dominating Europe recently. Bayern probably closer to. Xerxes never ready for a big move. Mount I've always found underwhelming. He's a better version of Gallagher.
Mount could have all the attributes to be a great footballer. I'm not saying world class. I feel like he could be a great footballer, but for some reason nobody can get out of him. Very much like a Dele Alli, but without showing any of the bits that Dele Alli did show.
I couldn't disagree more.
Really?
I don't think he has anything about him. I think everything that Mason Mount has is learnt. Every single attribute that he possesses. Yeah. He's not particularly quick on the ball. No. He's not particularly quick. Technically, he can spread a pass, and he works hard.
Maybe it's the work hard that I see, and I think
we love that as Englishmen. We're so naive to actual football because we grew up.
He works hard. Yeah. He must be a good player.
Well, this is why we love Gallagher. Yeah. I've still not found a single person who can tell me what Gallagher's good at.
He's got a good set of hair.
Good looking chap as well.
He is a good looking chap.
Yeah, he definitely looks Spanish. Good job he moved to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. He reminds me of Griezmann.
Yeah.
If you look at him,
yeah.
He's like a Griezmann.
Just a wish version.
Yeah, Timu.
Because Griezmann's actually good at football. Yeah. But yeah, United's state of execution for Ten Hag. Do you know what, at this point it feels like? You know when... it's going to get a bit morbid quickly, but it's a good analogy. What I like this whole situation with Ten Hag too is like if you have a grandparent who's in the hospice, and you get a call, being like, they're at their death's door, let's go see them, and you're like, oh, I'm glad it's over. Like they've been here for ages, they're suffering, and then they get better, and you leave, and then a month later you get the call again, and you're like, oh, she's suffering. You go, and they get better again. Like right, okay. It's gonna happen.
I see where you're going with that. It's gonna
happen.
Yeah.
Like Ten Hag's gonna go. Like unfortunately, your grandparent in the hospice, who's 97, is one fall away from not making it back up.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that he's done is he's got rid of players that I don't rate. I don't rate McTominay, but McTominay was the exact type of player that he needs right now because he'd pull him out of the fire.
Yeah, I feel like McTominay showed something when he was at United. I know you'll probably disagree and don't like him, but he started scoring goals and things like that. And
yeah,
he started off very poor. Like don't get me wrong, he did.
When he was played in that holding role with Fred, I was just like, neither of these are holding midfielders. Fred was bought as a cam, and McTominay can't pass a ball and he hides. Yeah. So what's good about McTominay is he's tall and he can win a header. Yeah. So like Souček, put him in the box, their box, not your box.
Like Maguire.
Yeah. Put them up front. Yeah, just put them both up front. Yeah. 4-4-2 with Maguire and McTominay up front and just pump it long. Yeah. But he had attributes for a certain type of player, but the player that he was made out to be by United
was not,
because he came through, was not the player that he is.
Not jealous of those attributes.
And then now he's fallen foul to that, and he was scapegoated by a large portion of United fans.
Yeah.
The best way to look at it is there's a reason why McTominay for years didn't get into centre midfield for Scotland. So Billy Gilmore and Callum McGregor and John McGinn all start over him in midfield.
Yeah.
He was playing centre back until he started scoring goals, and now they moved him further forward.
Because now he plays the camera for Scotland, isn't he?
Exactly. But United's writing on the wall for Ten Hag. Like, it doesn't matter that it's not happening now. I think
you need to take him out to the field and shoot him between the eyes.
Exactly. It's like old Yeller. It's time for him to go. It's time for him to go. Brighter stuff. Tottenham threw away a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, brighter and Brighton.
First half,
Tottenham dominated.
Tottenham were phenomenal. Tottenham,
unreal.
This is where I feel so like I don't know what the word is. I feel bad for Ange because they can do his style of football for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they don't take. And Timo Werner probably epitomises Tottenham right now. He does everything so well until the bit that matters.
It's almost like you've pulled a bird, you've got a home, you get into bed, it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's exactly what Tottenham are. This is limp dick.
They are limp dick.
Limp dick.
They're whiskey dick.
Yeah, whiskey dick.
For 45 minutes they've been drinking, having a great time. Yeah. Get the second half and they can't do it.
But So, first half, like I said, very, very good. Could have been any number of.
They could have had more.
Yeah, they could have had more. Brennan Johnson, since I dug him out for Nottingham Forest, rinsing him. Obviously, he watches his podcast, so this is why.
I reckon that's what it is.
He's got 5 in 5.
Yeah, that's because you've dug him out.
They've been good finishes. Like it's, you know when, like Sterling, when he scores a goal, you never are convinced it's a good connection.
Yeah.
Like he scores goals and he gets in positions. But
it's like, how did that come off for you?
Like he'll hit into the ground, and then the commentator will be like, that's a great finish. Like, no, he didn't mean it. But Brennan Johnson's finishes haven't been like that. They've been good finishes. So maybe I'm wrong. And I'll hold my hands up. I've been wrong about players before. I remember saying Mo Salah was a one-season wonder.
John Duran.
I never said John Duran's not a good footballer.
Oh, who's the one you don't like?
Ollie Watkins.
Watkins. Yeah.
I didn't say he's not a good footballer, though. I said
he isn't. Like him.
I said he's playing above his maximum. Brennan Johnson, 5 and 5. First half, very, very good. And then second half... so apparently Danny Welbeck got man of the match. Great game, like phenomenal game. He's actually my age, 34 next month.
Is it?
Yeah, so playing Premier League football.
That's
and
what you could be.
I got subbed off at half time playing Saturday League on Astro.
Yeah. But you had a good game.
No, I didn't. I had an average game. But anyway, we're not talking about me. Yeah, so apparently Danny Welbeck came out and said the senior players that weren't in the squad, so James Milner and someone else, I can't remember who it was, James Milner, and there was another one, he said to the boys, just reminded them of what the fans want and what they need. So the actual coach didn't say anything. So it was Milner and someone else who took the team talk. And they came out and they got one. And once they got one, after about 6 minutes, because I was at work, I was waiting for it to ignite Tottenham again because they weren't playing.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what I thought. When I was watching it, I was like, Tottenham have got to see this and go, no.
What I was thinking
we've just had a great half. We can't be doing that.
What I was thinking was, that's awesome, because now I'm going to get my Super Six right. 3-1 Tottenham. And it just went the other way.
We were both wrong.
Yeah, like I don't think many people would have, at the point from the game started. In fact, I don't think many people would have had Brighton to win, because Tottenham have been playing well.
I mean, I didn't.
They've started scoring. No, they've been scoring goals. Both teams were going to score goals. It was always going to be.
It was always going to be both teams to score.
Yeah, it was a very good, very entertaining game, and Tottenham got what they want, what they deserved. All Spursy. This early in the season, we've been treated to Spurs masterclass.
Yeah.
Did you see Ange after the game on the pitch?
The picture of him.
Yeah.
Isn't it pissing down rain?
I don't know. Penny for his thoughts. I tweeted it out actually today. I was like, just a penny. What is this guy thinking?
You've got a response on that.
From you?
No.
Oh, what? What does it say?
It says, "Oh shit, I bought the Fosters early."
Fucking hell, mate. Give me back to J-League. That was a better impression.
That was a lot better than... What was your last week?
Oh, mate, it sounded like Sean Dyche. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I left it in or not. But Ange, again, I think I can see Tottenham fans' frustration. Like, I really can, because fundamentally it's down to the coach. Yeah. You're playing a style of football that isn't sustainable for the players you have.
No.
Quite clearly.
You can see that it will work for 45 minutes, as it has.
And worked against United because they wilted. Yeah. But even in the second half, United had moments with 10 men. If it wasn't for the early goal in the second half...
I think that's all it was, is that Tottenham didn't come out continuing like they did. Yeah. I think if they'd come out exactly the way they'd gone in, then I don't think Brighton would have got that early goal in the second half, and I don't think the game would have finished the way it did. But they came out as if they'd already won it. Yeah, they were
slowed
already down. Yeah. They weren't on the ball playing as much. I was quite impressed with Maddison though. I thought he had a good game.
I really like Maddison.
First half.
He's nowhere near the England team in a minute.
No, but...
And I don't think he will be.
I was thinking about this when I was watching the game, and it's like, if he continues on the upward spiral of the first half, then I could see him getting in there.
Over who?
I don't know that.
Jude Bellingham?
No.
Seen his form this season?
Yeah, but don't matter.
It does matter. I told you he's an average footballer.
Yeah, but Jude Bellingham is our star boy. That's just what happens.
He's gonna.
The sooner you get over that,
he's gonna go the same way as Dele Alli, but it'll be an even bigger fall from grace.
Yeah, because he's at Real Madrid and not Tottenham.
Yeah, he's poor. Like, he's been so bad this year.
How do you shine in the team for the superstars?
We did it last year.
Yeah, but he doesn't have superstars, really.
Yeah, he does. What do you mean he doesn't have a superstar?
At Dortmund.
Who? The Bellingham?
Yeah.
No, he's at Real Madrid.
Last year?
Was at Real Madrid.
Did he move last year?
Yeah.
Oh no, Mbappe moved this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, sorry.
The fight at Chelsea, we can talk about that quickly.
Yeah.
So I read today the scrap after the Chelsea Forest game. We'll talk about real quick, and then you can wrap up. I'm not too sure how it kicked off. If anyone knows why it kicked off, just
let
us know.
I can find out the scrap. I can see videos of the scrap, but not why.
So all I've seen is on the touchline, it's all handbags and glad rags. Cole Palmer just sits down, picking his nose, wondering. No, he's just confused. Huh? Jackson reaches over and slaps Morale, like fully slaps him, like there's full contact. But apparently there's not going to be any further investigation, even though it's clear. I'm not too sure why. Maybe Jackson might get banned or something, but Chelsea won't. I'm not too sure. I don't know why it kicked off, but very good point for Forest again, proving their worth, went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Chelsea struggled,
which we haven't seen this season from them.
No, not so much as what they did against Forest. Forest played like a non-league team in the FA Cup. They played a flat back 5 and just sprung counter-attacks. But it worked against Liverpool and it was working against Chelsea. It worked against Chelsea. Why would they change it? So I don't care what people say when they go, we came to play football. We want you to play football. Mate, if you don't have the players... and
you're playing a much better team.
You
play to win. Yeah,
as a fan, I'd rather 3 points. I'd rather 3 points. I'd rather points on the board than beautiful football and no points. Enter in case Tottenham.
Yeah, against a lesser team.
But point in case is Tottenham. Tottenham have played good football all season, yet they're probably 6th.
Yeah, they've done well against United.
Yeah, that's it.
And like you say, Forest came out and showed they've got something about them this season.
Mm-hmm.
They've come out really, really well. Chelsea obviously just played like Chelsea.
I think it's probably a flash in the pan after their midweek. But then saying that, it isn't from midweek because they rotated their whole squad.
Yeah, if they can.
But Enzo Fernandez is finally, I'm so glad to be right about something and for it to be proven, or almost proven. I said when Enzo signed, I don't see it.
Yep.
Just because you're young and you're in a team that wins the World Cup that has Lionel Messi in it, and literally their Spalletti's tactics, or whatever, Scaloni?
Alvarez.
Whatever the tactics are, whoever the manager was, the tactic is quite clear. You 9 players get the ball to Messi and you do all the dog work. He'll win us the games. And he did. So I could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that. It doesn't matter who the numbers are. So yes, Enzo's a young man. Yes, I'm not saying he's not a good footballer, but £100 million, and now because he's cost that much, he started this many games for Chelsea.
Yep.
He's not an improvement. I said it 3 back on the last international break. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a better footballer than Enzo Fernandez.
I've never seen anything from Fernandez that would tell me that he's worth £100 million.
I don't know. And he's captain as well.
He captain?
He was captain. I'm pretty sure he's captain, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking, they're really trying to get their money's worth, aren't they?
Anyway, if you like that, guys, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
That one. Don't drink before podcasting either.
Yeah. Don't forget about our giveaway. Obviously, the end of October, so we'll do it probably the beginning of November. The video will release that we'll announce winners. So you've still got time to get in. Just comment, subscribe, tell us where you're from, tell us what you had for tea.
You said tea this time.
I did say tea. A bit weird.
Right there up north.
Yeah, I have my tea, 2 sugars.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mike didn't make me a tea tonight.
No, I didn't. I wouldn't have in the kitchen.
And we'll end on that bombshell.
Anyway, peace out.
Bye. I'm sitting here just sweating. I'm going to lose my job.
I'm really panicking now.
It's for my holiday.